Why executive recruiters don't call you back. I'm sure you're interested in this Tuesdays at 2. If you're a senior leader and executive recruiters aren't returning your calls, you have a positioning problem, not a competence problem, not an experience problem, a positioning problem. Here's the part most people don't say out loud. Executive recruiters don't owe you a response. They are paid by their clients, the companies, their clients, not the candidates. Their loyalty is to reducing risk for their client, not managing your career expectations. So at this level, perception beats potential every time. If your brand does not reduce risk in seconds, you disappear. It's not that personal, it's commercial. So remember, it's commercial. So if you're not hearing back, it's not because they're rude, it's because they don't see a compelling business reason to engage at this stage right now. The good news, that is fixable. Now, I'm going to break down exactly why executive recruiters don't call you back and what you can do about it. You sent your resume, your CV. You know you are qualified. You may even have been referred. And then there's a deathly silence. No call, no email, nothing. Your mind goes straight to they're unprofessional, they're arrogant, the system is broken. But most of the time, it's something else. They only have the same number of hours in a day to fill their projects and do their work that you and I have. So today I'm going to walk you through the reasons executive recruiters don't call you back. Some of these will hurt you. Some of them will sting. That's fine. Growth usually does. It's realistic from knowing how executive recruiters work. You're not a direct match. Let's start with the simplest reason. Executive recruiters are paid by their clients at the other end to fill very specific, detailed mandates. They are not career counselors or coaches. They are not matchmakers for close enough. If the brief from their client says global P&L responsibility over 500 million, board exposure, deep sector experience in mining or defense or supply chain, transformation experience in a unionized workforce, and your background is only 70% aligned, but not 100% aligned, you're not going to move forward. This isn't personal, it's realistic, it's commercial. So, retained executive search is all to do with risk management. Clients are paying a lot of money for the hire. They want the lowest possible execution risk. If you don't reduce perceived risk, then you don't get the call. Next one, your resume, your CV doesn't speak executive. And I see this so many times. Many resumes, CVs scream senior manager. Few articulate that strategic executive leader. If your resume, your CV is full of tasks, responsibilities, lists after list after list, operational detail, or the word I really, really hate is responsible for statements, team sizes, but no outcomes, you are signaling execution, not enterprise leadership. Executive recruiters, they scan quickly for the scale of responsibility, the fiscal accountability, the scope and the complexity, the change leadership, the board and stakeholder influence. And there's much more. The list goes on and on. If these aren't obvious in 20 to 30 seconds, you've lost them. Your 3-page resume won't save you. Clarity beats length. every time you applied cold to the next one, this one hurts. If you applied through a website portal to an executive search firm and expected a response, you misunderstood the executive search model. Executive recruiters, they build talent maps, they proactively approach candidates, they maintain their pipeline. They do fill senior roles from direct inbound applicants. But if you're not already on their radar, you're competing with a curated shortlist. Submitting a resume or CV without prior relationship can reduce your chances. You need to build relationships with executive recruiters. The next one is the wrong door. You're too expensive. No one tells you this directly. If the role budget is 280,000 and your current compensation is 420,000, you may not even get an exploratory call. Probably not. Executive recruiters don't want to waste your time or theirs, even if you'd accept less for the right move, unless that flexibility is known or you look misaligned. Perceived compensation misfit equals silence. You have a reputation problem? Executives underestimate this. Search firms talk amongst themselves, clients talk, boards talk. So if you left the company abruptly, have a pattern of very short tenures, are known to be difficult to get on with, were part of a public controversy, you probably won't get a call. That information circulates quietly. Executive search runs on trust capital. If there's risk around your reputation, they will avoid it. Fair or unfair, this level operates on long memories. Next one is your LinkedIn profile doesn't support your story. Many executives treat LinkedIn as an afterthought. Huge mistake. Executive recruiters do not. They cross-check your resume, your CV against your profile immediately. If dates don't align, the scope isn't clear, there's no thought leadership, your profile is basic or sparse, you probably won't get called. It creates doubt. At the executive level, doubt will kill that momentum. You don't need to post daily, but you need to look visible, credible, and current. You don't understand the search timing. Executive search is not retail hiring. Processes can run for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or sometimes longer. Can be very frustrating to you, I know. The exception here is interim executive recruitment, which is very fast. There may be 80 potential candidates mapped out by the executive recruiter. 20 are approached, 10 are interviewed, and 5 are presented to the client. 3 are shortlisted. So if you were approached early and you didn't hear back quickly, it doesn't mean you were rejected. It may mean the process is moving along at slow speed. So that's okay. That's slow speed because they're doing their due diligence. But here's the key. If you are a top tier fit, they will stay in touch. Silent often signals you were screened out early. You don't position yourself for search firms. Here's the big strategic mistake. Most executives build their brand for employers, not for search professionals or for themselves. They have no idea what their personal brand is. Search consultants look for pattern of upward mobility, increasing scope, crisis leadership, global exposure, clear niche expertise and certifications. If your career looks lateral, unfocused, or inconsistent, they struggle. They struggle to sell you as a client. Remember, they are selling you. If they can't articulate your value in 2 sentences to a board or the hiring authority at their client, they tend to move on. You contacted them the wrong way. Sending, please keep me in mind for any opportunities. That is wussy. That's weak. That's not a strategy. That's not professional. Executive recruiters don't work on general interest. Better approach is to identify a specific sector specialist, those recruiters who specialize in particular industries or functions. Reference their recent mandates if you can get hold of them. Demonstrate sector alignment. Offer strategic insight, not desperation. Executives who approached with clarity and commercial intelligence, they get remembered. Those who send generic requests probably go in the recycle bin. You're not seen as transformational. At senior levels, companies don't hire caretakers. They hire transformational executives, leaders who embrace challenges and diversity to rattle that status quo. If your resume, your CV communicates maintenance rather than transformation with metrics and accomplishments, you will be invisible. Recruiters look for things like turnarounds, market expansion, business resurrection, digital transformation, a cultural change, M&A integration. The list goes on and on and on. If you've got those, you need to show them. If your story is steady state leadership, you'll look safe. Safe rarely excites boards. You are competing against someone who's better positioned. This is the hardest truth. Sometimes the executive recruiter doesn't call you back because someone else is simply a tighter, more perfect match, better sector depth, more recent relevant exposure, stronger board narrative. At the executive level, competition is elite. It's not about being good. It's about being aligned with your industry, your function. Who are you? Strategic shift to what do you do? Instead, now the constructive part. If you want the executive recruiters to call you back, number one, engineer your narrative very professionally. Make your leadership identity unmistakable, resonating, memorable. Number two, quantify scale, revenue, budgets, headcount, geography. Number three, build sector positioning. Become known for something specific. We hire thought leaders. We hire subject matter experts. Number four, cultivate relationships before you need them. Engage search consultants when you are not desperate, when you are in career transition, just looking for a job. You need to have relationships with them 24/7, 365, not just when you're in career transition. That is a massive mistake. It's all about relationship management. Number five, strengthen your digital presence. Your online footprint must support your executive stature. Number six, protect your reputation. Every exit matters. Every board interaction matters. Executive search is not random. It's pattern recognition at scale. You either fit that pattern or you don't. The real mindset shift. If recruiters aren't calling you back, don't default to blame. Ask, am I positioned correctly? Am I visible in the right circles? Does my narrative reduce risk? Do I look like a board ready solution? Executive search is not about potential, it's about building trust, confidence, and respect. Confidence you can step in and deliver at scale with minimal risk to all parties. When your positioning makes that obvious, the calls increase. When it doesn't, there'll be silence. That is brutal, but yes, I'm being honest. Fixable? Yes, of course. Because at this level, your career is not a job search, it's brand and reputational and relationship management. I'm Martin Buckland, your executive career management practitioner. You need to manage your career. Your career is your business and manage it like a business. For more information on career management, please visit my YouTube channel, Martin Buckland, and press the subscribe button and the bell button where you will be notified of many future videos to come. So hopefully you've learned something about why they don't return your call and how they work. It's quite intricate, but as I said, they only have the same hours as you and I in a day. They're working on a set number of projects all the time. Some of those projects are a little bit faster than others, but it's all about relationship management. So do yourself a favor. Build a relationships with several executive recruiters who specialize in your industry or your function or both when you are gainfully employed, not when you're unemployed in career transition. Hope this helps.